is up, Mav fans and hoop heads? Hope your vibes are immaculate today. I can't even talk. It's a late night, man. We're coming here. Welcome on into another episode of Mavs Rundown, updating you on everything Dallas Mavericks and other NBA news. That's at Mavs_Rundown on Twitter. Appreciate you for listening. I'm your host, AG. And on today's pod, we got a special guest, Sir the Almighty. What up?
Yo, what's good, everybody? How you guys doing? Yo, what's up, AG? Thanks for having me on, man. Glad to be here. Let's get to it.
Yeah, appreciate that. And you can actually find Sir the Almighty on Twitter and Twitch. He is a gamer. Gamer. So if
Yes,
y'all hear that,
sir.
find him on Twitter and Twitch at Sir the Almighty. Look for that. All right, as you said, let's go ahead and dive on in it, man. The All-Star reserves were announced tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and cover this and cover these two conferences and all these players and what we give our thoughts on this. So let's go ahead and start with the East, since this seems a little bit more interesting in the East.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so for the East, your captain's going to be, or we'll just say, the captain that was, picked from the East, Kevin Durant on top. And the others for the East, other starters, we got Giannis, DeMar DeRozan, Joel Embiid, and Trae Young. Do you have anything to say there with these starters?
I really don't.
Or here,
man.
Let me go ahead and do the reserves, and then we'll go starters. Let me do
All right.
that. Let me go ahead. Okay, so the reserves were announced, and so the reserves, we got Jimmy Butler, Zach LaVine, Darius Garland, Chris Middleton, James Harden, Jason Tatum, and Fred VanVleet. All right. Now that we got those out the way, what do you think about the starters of Trae Young, Giannis, DeMar, Joel, and KD?
Man, I really have no complaints. It's hard. It's really hard to say because they're both. I know Trey's getting starting for the first time. Unless I was mistaken, was he starting last year? I can't remember. I know he's a two-time All-Star, but I don't know if he was starting last time. But, man, if this is his first start, congrats to him. I know he's balling out this year. He's putting up 27 a game with 9 assists. You got to put him there. He's in the conversation for it. DeMar, of course, DeMar's been balling out with Chicago. And, Giannis is going to Giannis and Joel is going to Joel. So, I'm not really too surprised about that. And the rest of this East, when we get to the reserves, man, the reserves are, it's nice. It's nice. I'm happy to see Darius Garland here, but I'll let you do your thing. But Darius Garland, I'm happy to see him. I'm happy to see him there because the Cavs, they're doing some great things.
Agreed. Yeah, and the Cavs are a big surprise team, and that goes into some we'll talk about kind of the rest of their squad with the kind of some snub talk, but also I want to give a shout out to Fred VanVleet. Bleep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that boy. Yeah, I think it's other people might argue some other ways, but I think it's well deserved. He deserved to be an All-Star at least one time.
Yes.
He's been, especially this year, he's been really balling for them, and they've been kind of honestly a surprise team as well, above 500, doing well, the Raptors.
Mm-hmm.
But so no complaints for the starters. You don't think any of these you want to switch any of these guys with the reserves? Should have been a start.
It's really it's tough to say. Like at first, me being a Rockets fan and got love for James, I'd have been like, I thought James would have just started, just because it was James. But Trey deserved to start. He's putting up great numbers. I feel like he'll make it fun. And not to say that James doesn't deserve it or anything like that, but Trey's balling out. Trey's balling the hell out right now. And he's getting it. He's getting the attention he deserves.
I think Trey probably got it. The more you think that's probably more towards what he's done here lately. It's kind of what have you done for me lately. And since James was mainly hurt, he probably didn't get as many. And then Trey, took him on a great run last year in the finals. That probably boosted him ahead in a lot of different, especially the fans.
I can see that. I can see that.
I can definitely see that. And also, James has also been kind of on and off the floor this year for the Nets. He's been kind of one of their main guys that they're holding on to, but still, like, things there have been off.
Yeah.
But so yeah, we have no real complaints on the team. It seems like everybody that got picked, we agree. They're all-star quality should be there. But however, that's no fun to just talk about. We got to talk about these snubs, man, because there are some interesting snubs for the East. And I'll go ahead and start. I'll rattle them off. We'll start one by one, and I want to give your thoughts. Okay, what do you think?
Mm.
First name, Bam Adebayo,
Mm.
center from the Heat. Do you think maybe he should have made the All Star,
You know,
or maybe that injury was too much, and since he was gone a little bit too long,
I
that
know
kind
that probably
that
I
hurt
probably had
him.
some. I'm sorry. I know that probably had something to do with it. Um, I don't know. When I look back at this list of even the reserves that's on the list, it's hard for me to want to pull one of them off.
Right, especially
Um,
someone that's been hurt for a lot of the season.
hmm
All right, well then, all
It's
right, let's move on because that is kind of like he's an all-star type player, but this year
yes,
he's
not
just been kind of injured and just kind of need the games to go with it. All right, let's talk about someone who hasn't been injured and as a bigger name. His teammate made it, Darius Garland. So what about his center, Jarrett Allen? Did not make the All-Star.
see, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Jared Allen is, yeah, he's doing work.
Work.
I love watching him and Darius Garland play together. Like Jared is, oh my god, when he drops
Yeah.
that hammer or he's just coming up for that block, and I love how he has no fear. He'll try to
That pick
block
and
every
roll
shot.
game they got.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Pick and roll game is fantastic. He'll try to block every shot, even if he gets dunked on. It's no problem. I love the way he plays. I love his game. Um, yeah, I think I might have. I think I would put him in there. I think I would have put him in there. And this is no discredit to anybody. Maybe I would have took Fred out, but I guess
Hey, if you said put someone in, who you got to
yeah,
take out?
yeah, put someone in. Like just because I want new players to get their chance. I know Fred's getting his first
Right,
appearance, so I
right.
really wouldn't want to take him out or anything. You know,
But yeah, Jarrett has
yeah,
been.
yeah, yeah. Is it Fred has been a lot?
They're in the fifth seed right now. I mean, only
Yeah,
one game back. They're all one game back of
that's
the
true.
damn one seed of the first seed, number one overall seed. That's so crazy.
Yeah, and this is just me having some love for big men. So it's like, man,
Right.
I would like to slot him in, but hopefully next year he can get in there because he deserves. He's definitely worthy of it.
All right. Next guy who's been playing most of this year. Last year's Rookie of the Year, LaMelo Ball.
Melo, man,
They're in the eighth seed right now at
I
28.
know, but Melo is a all-star caliber player. I'm not gonna lie. I literally the LaMelo is the second most enjoyable thing about the Hornets. The first being the announcers because the announcers are
Oh,
fantastic.
yes. Their announcers are A1, bro. Their
um,
announcers are awesome.
um, so I love Melo. I love his game. I love Miles Bridges too. I love their game. I love the Hornets. They're exciting, and you know, I know All Star is the time to have fun and everything like that in the games, but also be serious. I feel like Melo would just I feel like he would fit in perfectly in an All Star game. Like I said, he's an All Star caliber player, um,
Oh, yeah.
without a doubt. And this is just me being a LaMelo Ball fan. I probably would have either swapped him or Darius Garland out. I feel like they're in that running pace where it's like okay. But then again, or Fred, I don't know. Either way, one of those two. Um, so that could have gone either way. But for sure, next year LaMelo Ball will be an All Star. I know that. So that's why I'm not even too worried. He's gonna be perennial All Star for years to come.
Yeah, I think LaMelo, man, that's him. And I'm actually gonna double scoop here because they're on the same team. Miles Bridges, both of them, were
Mm-hmm.
kind of the snubs for both of those teams, and it is. I feel like it is a shame because if Trey Young, which we know he's an all-star, but with the season they're having, if he's gonna make it, You gotta have someone from Charlotte representing, like just someone.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are gonna pick one, like the most obvious is it definitely got to be LaMelo. Like he's definitely, like you said, I think he would be a great fit for the All-Star game. It just has him written all over it. It seems
Mm-hmm.
like a Luka being there. It seems it's like these guys that just are amazing with the ball. Amazing passes, just create amazing plays. You would think they'd
Mm-hmm.
be in, and if I were to put him in, I think Fred would have to be out. Or honestly, or for Jared Allen too. One of these guys, if I were to take out somebody, I'd probably have to take Fred, and then just off of pure being injured and stuff, and maybe I'm wrong for this, but James Harden
Oh
this
yeah.
year.
And see, I would have said that, but I just know just off of past history and the player that he is. Like
I feel like that's why he got in. Yeah.
yeah, what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with that. What I'm saying. You earned that,
But they're
but
having, they're 29 and 22 in the sixth
mm-hmm.
seed, but of course, like I said, they're all like really close around that one seed. And yeah, it's just tough. And KD is the obvious, all-star of their team. He was leading them, most of the way this way. And I saw, I can't remember the record, but games without KD, it's not good. They're under 500 without KD, with Kyrie and even James Harden playing. It's not good. So that's why I probably wouldn't have gave a spot to James Harden this year, just because probably just off all that and these other guys coming up, it's probably time for a new page, and they should have gave that to maybe a LaMelo, if anyone, maybe Jared Allen too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and last one on the list for the East for a snub team, Jalen Brown.
Mm.
He's been having a quiet, sneaky good year too.
I
Probably
always.
not as consistent, but
Mm-hmm.
what are your thoughts? Do you think Jalen Brown maybe should have got in over maybe like a Fred or James?
Yeah, Jalen is a definite all-star. Him and Jason. I feel like that's if you put one, you got to put the other. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Jalen does just as much for the Celtics as Jason Tatum. So I feel like he's a definite stub, because he was one last year, right? So this would have been,
Yeah, this would have
yeah,
been his second
yeah,
straight.
yeah. So I felt like he's rightfully deserving of that. Because
Yeah, he played
Jalen,
good game.
yeah, Jalen balls. He balls. He balls the fuck out. Like definitely deserving of that.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up his stats real quick and just see like the difference between this year and last year, just to see if he's dipped any. He still averaged 24 last year. Free throw, he got better at free throws. His 3-point percentage took a look. He's shooting 39% last, almost 40%. This year, 35. 48 from the field last year, 45 this year. So I guess the dip in numbers also
Mm-hmm.
mixed with their scheduling. I mean, their
Yeah.
standing, where they are in the standings. Like it probably just
Mm-hmm.
doesn't work out for them, because they were really low in the standings for a little bit. Now
Ah.
they're finally above 500, 3 games above 500, 28 and 25. So
Man, if that's the case, the same applies for Jason, because you can't tell me somebody putting up 24-6 is not deserving. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
I feel
it's
like
hard.
it's like I
It's
said, he
probably
does
one of those, they see Jason as he's the leader, and
yeah.
so they're gonna put him. He's gonna be like kind of like on the net. KD's the first All-Star,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, there is a good point to make when they're both kind of averaging around the
Mm-hmm.
same stuff. But one's gonna go to the one that dunked on LeBron probably first. All right, so I think that's about it for the East, and yeah, man. Other than that, yeah, definitely happy. Oh, and news about these two squads, Kevin Durant and for the other team, we're about to the West Side. Draymond Green will not be able to play in the game, so those
Mm-hmm.
two spots are up for grabs. So I wonder if one of these guys will be able to swoop in. They'll be able to pick LaMelo or maybe
Mm-hmm.
Jared Allen to get that spot, and that would be very deserving and kind of do fit well. So hopefully That can happen. But all right, so we'll go ahead and head into the West now. Head of the snake, of course, Team LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James got the captain for the West, and alongside of him, he's got Steph Curry. He's got Jokic, center, John Morant next to him, and to finish it off, he's got Andrew Wiggins with these starters there. And here on the bench, West All Star reserves, we got my man Luka Doncic, got Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, Rudy Gobert, Draymond Green, as I mentioned, and Carl Anthony Towns. So first off, we'll do the same thing. What do you think about these starters in
Uh,
the
um,
that
look,
were picked out of the West?
I'm a Wiggins fan, but I cannot lie. I've been slacking on my basketball this year, as you know, bro. Haven't been watching as much as usual. But I was quite surprised to see that he was a starter. No discredit to him. Like I said, big A-Wig fan. Love the love that he's getting. I was just surprised, happy but a surprise, nevertheless. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, yeah. Oh, so this is happening. All right, yeah. So, I can't wait to see what continues to happen for him going forward. It looks like he's having fun with that Warriors team. They're balling out. And it's good for him. I'm just happy to see that he found a place that's like actually working for him. So
Right, that's true. And this is honestly what got me frustrated, especially being a Mavs fan. Like, we
yeah.
talk about positionless basketball all the fucking time, but then all of a sudden, when it comes to All-Star voting, you have to only vote 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center. So you're already classifying out of going out of the way of this whole positionless thing. And then on top of that, you got guys that are supposed to be guards, aren't guards, and then other guys that should be forward. They could be a guard or a forward, like Luka. And don't get he's only a guard. You can't pick him for a guard. But then a lot of people want to call him a small forward. Like there's just
yeah, that's what
many
you're saying.
things I think just wrong with the format of how they're choosing the starters. Because if you're gonna go ahead and do that, might as well just pick the best. You should just pick the best 5. I don't understand what they're doing with that. But I mean, other than that, yeah, I do agree. Like Andrew Wiggins, I would have been fine with him honestly making maybe the reserve team, but him being a starter, that really kind of that's very.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, yeah, I was caught off guard. I didn't expect it because I thought it would have went to Luka. Not even gonna lie, either Luka or Chris Paul. For sure, I thought Chris Paul would have probably started, but seeing that it would have been Steph, John Morant, or John Morant or Chris Paul, and Ja, the way Ja has been playing, he's been on that fucking tear. So it's hard to say, not to say that Chris Paul,
ain't even
it's just too many guards, like you say. But forward, since Luka, they look at it as forward or guard, just because of the height and the way that he plays, like I said, I thought he was going to be a starter, but either way, hey, congrats, you're on the All-Star team regardless.
Yeah, exactly. He ends up still being. At the end of the day, it's just going to be known as they all made All-Star team. Doesn't matter who started and all that. That's just for all the hoopla. But yeah, that was my little risk that I think they should go ahead and go positionless if they're going to talk about that. I mean, shit, they did it with the East All-Star reserves. I was looking at that. I was like, there's literally no big guys on the East reserves.
Yeah.
They literally all the East reserves are guards, guard, or wing, guard. So I'm like, all right, they're doing it for the reserves, but for the starters, that y'all got to be correct. It makes no sense.
Yeah, because Rudy Gobert's gonna come off the Towns.
Yeah, you got Cat on there, Rudy Gobert's on there. You got both the Suns, which that right, and then Donovan Mitchell's on there. They've been having a good season, so they probably put him in there for that. But I think most of these guys, honestly, they're having. You can't really complain about any of them having good seasons. All of them. Just the Wiggins one's a little bit surprising being the starter. But as some snubs, let's go into the snubs for them. For me, honestly, I'm looking through kind of like these snubs list for the West, and not a lot hit for me, man. I'm not really pushing for any of these guys that should be on the All-Star team. And with LeBron being out, maybe one of these guys sneaks in, or I don't know how they're gonna do it. Maybe they could take 2 guys from the East, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna pick one East, one West for that. But the top snubs for the West, I think. Actually, I'll go ahead and start. A lot of what I've been hearing people say or seeing on Twitter is DeJounte Murray from the Spurs. Any thoughts about that?
DeJounte, he's definitely up there. I could definitely see him making the reserves list. Talent-wise, like everything's there. Can't really give too much. Like I said earlier, I haven't really been keeping up with too many games outside the occasional Rockets game. So I can't really speak too much as to like how he's been playing and like
the
how
Rockets
the Spurs
are 19-34, so
yeah,
no, not so well.
Yeah, I don't know. There's gotta give and take. But saying like the skill is there. I feel like he's definitely worthy of. I can see him making it next year though.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's not that their record is very horrible, so I don't think an All-Star should get picked on their team just based on the record. And yeah, I mean, he's doing good individually, but it's just not enough. He stepped up, almost averaging 20. Also in the top 5 for assists and steals. So that's he's having a great season, individually, but until it turns to team success, he's not gonna get looked at. But yeah, I definitely think he has that potential to be future All-Star for sure. All right, and the next guy we got up, Anthony Davis from the Lakers.
Yeah.
What do you think?
80 just got to get that. Like he's as much work as 80 does, and the type of player that he is. Yeah, he might get little ticky tack injuries and stuff like that, but for the most part, 80 is an all-star player every year in year out. He does what he needs to. Just great all-around player. Like it's hard to even like that. I was like, oh shit, they really took him off. But
I feel like it's like a Bam situation too, where it's like he was hurt for a lot, so really maybe the games, it just wasn't enough games. Of course, we all know the poor shooting, from 3, really, worst 3 and all that type of stuff. So. And, I think that kind of all went into it, just not enough games. And we know he's the all-star player, but just not this, not this year just wasn't his year type thing. So, yeah, I definitely agree on that. What do you think about Anthony Edwards from the T-Wolves? His boy Cat made it. What about Anthony Edwards?
With Ant-Man, it's the same thing with Melo. Exciting. Definitely, whenever they both get into the All-Star game, that is going to be an exciting game. Because I feel like they have that energy. There's a lot of buzz and excitement around them. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, with the Wolves record, and everything like that, maybe that might have had a reason to, do it, but because, we know what Cat has done and can do and the type of player he is. Not to say that Ant is not a good player or anything like that, but next year, definitely, without a doubt, Ant will be in the.
Oh, yeah. I definitely don't see LaMelo or Ant sitting out too many All-Star games.
It's going to be
suited up for one.
Yeah, next year in consecutive years, I feel like he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it.
Yeah, I think that's spot on right there. Because they're both, like you say, Anthony Edwards and LaMelo, great talents, and they're only their best years are ahead. Let me get. Oh wow, I actually left one off. I was about to say that's about it for the West. No one really much more to mention, but I actually skipped one for the East, and just wanted to give that real quick. Anything? What do you think about maybe Tyler Hero? Because he's actually been having a really good season for the Miami Heat this year.
He has really been balling out this year.
Second place.
That's it. That's a tough one.
He's averaging 20 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. I'm about to look at the shooting.
Yeah, it could have been. That's a tough one. That could have been a neck and neck tie between him, Darius Garland or Fred VanVleet. But
Right.
similar thing with Tyler. Like next year, I feel like he'll be putting up 20 to 23 a game or somewhere around there. Hopefully, but I definitely feel like he'll be an all-star next year too as well. I feel like for some reason I feel like a lot of these younger players. It feels like they're starting to ball out a lot more now, and I feel like things are going to shake up pretty soon. I feel like it's going to be pretty nice.
Yeah, it would be nice, man. I actually agree with you on the Tyler Hero thing too. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
if you look at his numbers, man, he's
It's
brought it
there.
up. Yeah, he's bringing it up. Yeah, I agree. He'll be like a 20 to 25 point scorer for sure. And like his numbers, he's consistent 3-point shooter. He's like 37% this year, career 37%. So he's like right on. He's a 42% from the field. I would like to see he's 43
Yeah.
career from the field
Mm-hmm.
shooting. So would like to see that go up, which I think comes with reps. Because I,
Mm-hmm.
watching him from what I've seen, he likes to do a lot of kind of tough shots. Like he'll do those runners, kind of with guys a little bit on him, tough
Mm-hmm.
step backs, or he'll take someone off ball, do those quick pull ups. And I think that just comes rep with time. Like he's not shooting terrible, but he'll have, he shoots good enough where he'll have those great games, great stretches and go off. So yeah, again, another guy that goes in that conversation of future All-Star for sure. All right. Well, that pretty much wraps up all of our All-Star talk. And as I mentioned, Katie and Draymond are gonna be missing, so 2 of those spots are gonna be filled. I wonder who it's gonna be, and we'll see from that. All right. Now moving on. So, sir, the Almighty, you are a Houston Rockets fan through and through, as you said.
Yes,
So,
yes, indeed.
man, let us know. Trade deadline here is coming up. It's next Thursday. And so we won't go too in. I'm not gonna go let you or make you go too in depth with analysis on the Rockets right now, because who knows who's really gonna be on their roster after the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
But I want you to, as a Rockets fan, who would you like to see on your team, the Rockets? Who would you like to keep, and who would you wouldn't mind trading away, or who do you want to give a hurry up and trade away? Or is there, any of those feelings? What you got?
What do I say? This there's a lot to unpack here, and there's a lot to really break down.
Yeah, that's why I was like, we
I'm
won't have to
actually,
go super in depth
I'm
with
actually
it. I was
getting, I'm
like,
actually
yeah,
getting kind of sad thinking about this. Man, okay,
yeah.
my team.
Well, after we had to watch your Rockets,
Oof.
go battle the Warriors for all those years, as a Mavs fan,
This
I
is
seeing the other side and the
man.
tank.
This rebuild process is rough.
Quite how, or as my
I'm
office, mighty how the turntables have turned.
um yeah, okay, so this rebuild process, it's rough. But it is what it is. I'm excited.
All
I'm
right.
excited.
Yeah.
I am very excited. I'm excited with Jalen Green, Josh Christopher, KJ Martin, big fan. Also Gary Barry, love Garrison Matthews, and Shingun, KJP, and Jay Sean Tate. I feel like the pieces are. I feel like we just gotta grow. We gotta they gotta learn to trust each other, play better. Just reps. And I feel like they're
Right.
getting there. Um, as far as pieces, I feel like I would like to have moved. I thought about Eric Gordon for a while, but Eric Gordon, EG, he still kind of does what he needs to for us, at times. And I do like having a solid vet presence. Doesn't really look like we got too many of them outside of him and John Wall and Nwaba, who has some years in the league. Oh, and Daniel Theis. But
Mm-hmm.
like it's like I feel like we need that something needs to solidify in the culture and the standard as far as like how we're going to play ball and go forward. Because I like the way we got young athletic players who just like to jump out the gym and they can shoot too. It's just I
Yeah.
feel like we just gotta figure out a culture as far as how we're gonna play Rockets basketball and stuff. So I mean, if we can get something decent for EG, I wouldn't mind it. But I'm not gonna stress over either two way or anything like that. But
You
just
want to
because
give
we
them up unless
yeah
it was good.
just because we have a lot of guards, I feel like people got to get their, the younger ones got to get their reps now. Because, with this record, obviously it's just, everybody just got to get the reps now because
Yeah.
we're not doing
No,
nothing.
that makes sense though
Mm-hmm.
to trade him then. But then
Yeah.
you don't want to just give him away for a box of cookies and shit. You want to make
Yeah.
sure you're getting some value because
Exactly.
I know as a Mavs fan, I'd love to have him. I'd hopefully
Mm-hmm.
hopefully we can come up with something. But I'd love to have him instead of some other guys.
Yeah.
Or just to add as an addition, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever to our squad. Like, yeah, Eric Gordon, I feel like would be fit great
Yeah,
because
because,
I
I
remember
know
his style
mm-hmm.
with James Harden. I feel like that's the same style. He would fit right next to Luka. So I'm a big EG fan. Like,
Yeah, I feel like, it would be nice for him to go to a contender, you know what I'm saying? Because, he's put his time in, so I feel like he deserves that. Also, man, John Wall is,
yeah, I was gonna get to that too.
it's, bro.
What's up? What's up with that? You just want to hurry up and get rid of him, or do you want him to play for y'all?
It's one of those. I know at first I believe it was he didn't want to play because he wanted younger players to get reps, and then I
Yeah,
believe he wanted to start starting again. But the younger players get time. He hasn't been in and out the mix, so I'm not too clear on what's going on now at this current point in time. But I do feel like if we can get something for him, man, let's get something for him. If not, like bro,
right.
just suit up and just get your numbers. But
Yeah.
I don't know. At
I think
this
he's
point,
worried that he won't get his numbers because he's not going to be. I remember hearing it was like, yeah, he wanted to come, but then he decided he was going to come back and play, but they weren't going to put him to starting five, and he had an issue with that or something like that.
mm,
It's like that's that pride thing, which a lot of old NBA All Stars are gonna have as they get old. They're gonna have that pride in them to want to start and get their minutes and stuff. But like you said, it's better. I think it's a lot better for this team, like for y'all to get those young pups up in. Because I like a lot of y'all's young pieces and stuff y'all got. And if y'all can go ahead and just flip John Wall for some picks or a young piece, like might as well.
yeah,
Like, he ain't even doing nothing for y'all, so might as
and
well. And
yeah,
it's kind of
because
the same for EG for Eric Gordon. Like I see the same thing. Like y'all, he fits good with y'all, plays good. He's kind of teaching them, but at the same time, as you remove him from the equation, that gives all these other guys more reps, and that kind of helps figure out who to keep around, who not.
yeah,
I want to run with.
there's a lot of things we gotta do before the trade line, or I mean trade deadline.
All right.
And
No, go ahead. Finish that thought.
it's just like if we were to move John and EG, it's just I would like to have a little bit more rim security. Love Christian Wood, love Shingun, but like we just need a couple more bigs. Daniel Theis doesn't get as much reps, or at least the games that I've been seeing lately, he hasn't been getting too much reps. So I could be wrong. Like I said, I could be wrong. But I just feel like we just need more. I would love to have like a Jarrett Allen type player.
Yeah, don't we all,
Yeah, don't we all? Don't we all? But like I said, we just I would love to get a few more, just another big, or or another sturdy wing, nice lengthy wing. But hey, that's just me dreaming just to fill in, or what I believe at least. Other than that, I like my squad, and I like what we have, and I want to just keep growing with them. I really don't want anybody to be traded
So,
as far as our young pieces
so you
at
want
all. Don't.
is Christian Wood a young piece to you? You want to keep him?
Oh yeah. I want to keep.
Okay,
I want to
okay.
keep
I was gonna
Seawood.
say,
I
is that a
definitely.
piece you want to get rid of or take
Yeah,
away?
I
Or,
definitely want. I unless it's like some jaw dropping trade. Yeah, I want to keep. I want to keep Seawood at least for another year or two. Like I said, if we could get like a sturdy big, because I know sometimes they have Seawood play the five, but he's definitely more of a four. You
Right.
know, we could have, Shingun, he
He's
plays
like
the
a good
five,
shooting
but yeah,
five.
yeah, saying,
Three.
saying, yeah, saying, but I would like to, like the
Have some.
ideal, like I said, is like Jared Allen. No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't find a Rudy Gobert, but you see the
Mhm.
play style that I'm talking about. Just a defensive big, nice rim protector. I would love to have that, and then see what I feel like that would allow Seawood to flourish a lot more because, you know, he does a lot, and the way he moves, I love him. So, like I said, I definitely want to keep him.
Yeah, Seawood definitely does good things more than bad for y'all, and and
Mm-hmm.
he's still young, so yeah, definitely love to see him grow with Jalen Green, Kevin Porter, and all the rest of these guys, and see how that works out. I also think it would be a good thing to keep them at least for another year because, again, y'all's record, y'all are 15-36, of course, yeah, last in the Western Conference. But guess what? That has benefits as well towards the draft time, and if that ball
Mm-hmm.
falls y'all's way, man, y'all can get one of these like top 2 or 3 picks, man. That could be game changing because this next year coming up, that's Chet Holmgren, that 7 foot white boy that can do
Mm-hmm.
it all, unicorn. Then you got
Mm-hmm.
Pale out of Duke, could be a second pick, and then I forgot the third guy. There was they did a little thing on them on ESPN today, and the third guy was I forgot. I think Auburn, but another big dude, another 6'10" scoring guy that can kind of do it all. So, I mean, if y'all fall and get one of those top 3 picks, it would be really nice to see. I mean, not as a Mavericks fan, but just as a basketball as a basketball fan. If y'all could put like if y'all got like say y'all got the number 1 pick, y'all got the Chet Holmgren to start. If you got Chet Holmgren and Christian Wood out there, I mean, that's pretty nice to go along. That's especially to have those two type of bigs that can kind of shoot and do everything along running pick and rolls and stuff with Jalen Green, Kevin Porter Jr., your young pieces. So I think that that there's room for seeing the bright side as a Rockets fan. I think for the future.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, man. So yeah, great Rocket talk there, and we'll definitely have you back to talk about more Rocket stuff after the trade deadline to kind of give your views now. All right, once
Mm-hmm.
the dust has settled. And all right, before we get you out of here, man, this is the Mavs rundown, so I gotta get you
Mm-hmm.
your thoughts on the Mavericks. What are your overall thoughts on the Mavericks right now?
Trash.
Nah.
Trash. No, man.
A lot of Mav fans
Fan.
might agree with you, though.
um, like I said, man, I know we talking about it when we hang out and stuff. You got some nice pieces, and it just seems at times I don't know, man. It's weird for me to say, but I don't know. Sometimes the pieces look good, and then sometimes you're like, man, like you gotta go. Um, so this is like I said for me outside looking in, and I'm just giving just generalized. I don't know what Dwight Powell does for y'all anymore. And like
I don't think any of us
uh
do.
um
Except
yeah I
energy.
don't
He does bring energy.
yeah he does bring a nice energy, but I don't know if he fits y'all's team. Um I don't know, like,
He
yeah.
really fit well pre-injury. Before he tore his Achilles,
Mhm,
he was killing. He was kind of killing it on the low for us as
mhm,
Luka's pick and roll guy. But it seems like after that injury, his Achilles, he's really not been that. He doesn't have that same explosive athleticism that he had
mm,
before. And so now
okay.
his overall kind of like that whole energy thing, now it's kind of lessened because, he's kind of not that same. It doesn't have that same explosion.
Okay. Um, and I'm just going down the roster names. Jalen
Yeah.
Brunson. I like Jalen's game. I do like Jalen's game. I feel like Jalen fits in with Maverick basketball.
So
Does that
have you
make
heard of
sense?
the conundrum that's going on with the Mavericks right now?
No,
But
I haven't
okay,
actually. What's
well
going on?
the thing we got ourselves in is Jalen Brunson and Dorian Finney-Smith are unrestricted free agents at the end of this season, both of them. And to
Oh.
re-sign, and the rumor is that Dallas wants to keep both, but to
Mm-hmm.
do so they have to go into a luxury test. But to
Mm.
re-sign both would mean other contracts would have to go.
How many
So
more other
what
contracts do you guys
would
know?
you I think Jaylen is more so the one they're leaning towards keeping because I just the playmaking stuff. But if you were the Mavericks, which one would you keep? Which one would you maybe trade away?
Um,
If you were in our shoes.
man, it's tough. That's tough. Um, I know you talked about playmaking. I love Jalen's game. I feel like he really does fit in with Maverick basketball, and so does Finney Smith. Um, I feel like if we're just talking about playmaking and everything like that, I feel like you get enough of that with with Lucas, and he's a little bit more ball dominant. Like I said, I don't know how well they mesh together on court. If Luca has to go to the two, or vice versa, or anything like that. I'm just speaking
Yeah,
objectively about
they
that.
start together. Yeah, they've been
Okay.
starting together.
Yeah. So like I said, I don't really watch too many games, but just off his game, or anything like that. Um, it's hard. It's hard to
Yeah,
say. If you guys are
it's
good, if you guys
because
are gonna
like this season, it's okay. I'll kind of give you the
Mhm.
the gist of the season. It's kind of we've been trying to find that second playmaker. That's the big thing. That
Mhm.
secondary playmaker. Well, when
Mhm.
Luca went out injured and stuff for that extended long time, we had to put Jalen Brunson was forced in the lineup, and he played really well, averaged like 20 and 7, kind of over when Luca was gone. So it kind of he
Yeah.
played so well where it forced our hand, where it's like, all right, well now we got to play him next to Luca to see what we got in a sense.
Yeah.
And well, just giving you my view of it right now, it's like he's done good for this season. Like he's still, I think he's a starter on a lot of teams, if not, what I'm saying, on Jalen Brunson quality talent level. But for us, he doesn't do what we've seen it being a Mavs fan. We've seen it twice now in the playoffs, 2 years in a row, where he just doesn't do well in against lengthy defenders, guys like wings that are really
Yeah.
long, and it even
Mhm.
shows during the season and stuff in certain games. And so that's kind of like that conundrum where it's like, all right, we want to keep these guys, and kind of, I mean, he's still young, so he could grow, he can overcome these things, and
Mhm.
show that. But it's like now, okay, if we're gonna put our foot down with Brunson and Dorian Finney-Smith and keeping those guys, how are we gonna get rid of these other contracts, or who are gonna, what I'm saying, who's gonna have to go?
Mhm.
Like, we're gonna have to go for pull big for a big trade like Porzingis, or are we gonna
Ooh.
unload Tim Hardaway's contract and finally get rid of, like, as you said, Dwight Powell's contract, or Reggie Bullock, or Maxi Cleveland? Like, there's so many
Mhm.
different avenues they could take, and that's why it's very crazy right now. But yeah, I definitely wanted to. You would keep Brunson,
Uh
or
if you guys if he I don't know, man.
because if you don't sign,
If you can get something
if you don't
yeah.
sign him, he walks for nothing.
Yeah, this is true.
So that's
If you
why
can
this
get
trade deadline.
something, if you can get something of quality, piques your interest, then yeah, maybe. Um, you know, hey, the Rockets, we need a wing, so like, if you want to trade Dorian Finney-Smith, like, we'll take him.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, if you can get something good for him, I would definitely say keep your eye on him. But man, because if you try to move Tim or
It's tough.
it's a sticky this is
Yeah,
a
bro.
sticky
It's a
situation
very
because
sticky, very messy. It's like we're basically forced to have to keep Jalen Brunson just because he has given us that playmaking that we basically kind of need right now, or the only other playmaking that we have right now. And then Dorian
yeah.
Finney-Smith, he's just that glue guy for us. And I feel like I wouldn't want to trade him unless we know we're getting an upgrade. Like, I probably I'd give him for Jeremy Grant. But if it's not someone
Okay,
that's going to
yeah.
be another game changer like that, then I'm like, it's really tough. I'd rather move away these other pieces and try to figure something else out. But yeah, that's the whole thing with the Mavericks. Any final thoughts on that?
Man,
Any final NBA
maybe
thoughts? Do you have anything that
You
you
know,
want
like
other?
if you could probably get some for Porzingis, I don't know, maybe I don't know, but I'm just joking. But
Shit,
no, man.
we might have to.
Overall,
Have that conversation in the summer if he doesn't.
oh really?
It doesn't
Oh,
pan out like the playoffs or something. I mean, I don't know who would want him if he doesn't do good in the playoffs or gets hurt again. But if he doesn't do well or something like that, I definitely see the Mavericks taking a look this summer about changing a lot of things.
no, definitely.
But yeah, definitely. All right. Well, I really appreciate and we appreciate you having you on here, sir, the Almighty. So
No problem at all, man.
yeah,
Thank you for having me.
yeah, of course, definitely gonna hopefully have you on again. And again, you can find him on Twitter and Twitch. Remember, he's the gamer at Sir the Almighty. So go ahead and find him and give him a follow. And Mavs take on the 76ers tomorrow. No KP. That sucks. He's got a bone bruise in his right knee from the repaired knee. It's a little bone bruise, but it's lasting a little long. So all the Mavs fans, I know y'all are worried. Stay calm. Remember, cool heads prevail. And I'm AG. Thanks for listening, and I'll see y'all next time on the Mavs Rundown.